Okay, daily Parsha insight for Thursday, 6th of Av, July 31st. And we talked today, Moshe's recounting that God gave instructions when they were passing the final year, going into the land of Israel. They had to circumvent certain nations. They could not capture them because why? These nations were ultimately from Esau's descendants, who God gave the land of Seir, as well as the other two lands of Ammon and Moab, which went to Lot's descendants, and the Jews were forbidden to conquer them. Okay, so what's interesting is like this. You think about Esau, he is referred to here as an inheritor. We said his land is an inheritance. So Esau's an heir of Abraham to some level. But by Yishmael, the Torah goes out of its way to say he's not an heir to Avraham. Why? These are both progeny. Okay, they weren't the worthy successor progeny of Avraham, but why does Esau become at least some sort of heir and Ishmael a zero concept of heir? So the difference of Yishmael and Esau stems from the difference between Abraham and Isaac. Abraham, we said Tanya today. Abraham personified kindness, about sharing divinity with the world, with his audience. And he would give and give and give, even to pagans who worship dust of their feet. Didn't make a difference. He gave, he taught indiscriminately. Yitzchak, Isaac, on the other hand, was what he personified the attribute of gevura, of boundaries, of inner resolve and refinement. And therefore he demanded that from the people that he dealt with. He says, I'm not going to teach you divine consciousness unless you work on yourself to make yourself a receptacle, a worthy recipient for it. So that's two models of teaching about God. One is teach everybody no matter what, and one is saying no, demanding work from the audience in order to be ready to really appreciate what they're gonna receive of divine consciousness. So Avram's advantage was he reaches a wider audience, right? Big tent. Isaac's method's advantage is it's a smaller audience, but it's a much more lasting effect because people have, when they do inner work, they retain and it's sustained in them. So now let's talk about their progeny. Abraham's son Yishmael is not an heir because Avram's whole approach was give without demanding. So there's no sustainability there. That's why Yishmael, while he's progeny, he doesn't have any sustainability to any Avram's ways in holiness because he didn't have to. Nothing was required of him. But Yitzchak did give at least a little bit of divine consciousness that was sustained by Esau because of his overall approach was you have to work a little bit for it, at least. And therefore Isaac wanted to bless Esau and give him something that remained. So from here we learn but Avram did not bless Ishmael because there was no sustainability in him. From this, we learn that we must encourage all Jews to participate fully in their Jewish heritage, even if they seem to be estranged from Jewish values, as was Esau. Esau is considered Jewish because he had a Jewish mother. Ishmael did not have a Jewish mother, but Esau had a Jewish mother, but he became a wayward Jew. So even if someone looks like wayward like Esau, we have to remind ourselves that just as Isaac wanted to bless Esau, we have to find the meeting point and a little bit of worthiness, as small as it might be in any Jew, no matter what, as strange as they may be, because they have it in them to get the blessing and take that sustainable spark and make it bigger.
Amen.
Okay, the daily mitzvah on page 1 56, few mitzvahs. 33rd positive mitzvah is that Kohanim are commanded to don special garments for dignity and beauty, and only thereafter to serve in the temple. They got to wear nice vestments. The 88th prohibition is that we're forbidden from cutting the head opening of the Kohen Gadol's robe, the me'il. It must remain woven to serve as a border. It's like hemmed at the top. The 87th negative mitzvah is that we're forbidden from separating the breastplate of the Kohen Gadol from the ephod, from the riding apron. It can't be separated. The 73rd prohibitions were forbidden from either entering the temple grounds or giving a legal decision on any law of Torah when we are intoxicated. The 163rd prohibition is that Kohanim are forbidden from entering the temple grounds with disheveled long hair as if they're in mourning, because in mourning they let their hair grow out and don't make it look nice. The 164th provision is Kohen are forbidden from entering the temple grounds when their garments are torn.